Hey, it is Lieutenant Skip here with another video for you from Earn My Badge. Today's video is going to be again about the oral board, your interview with an agency before you get hired. Before we get started, I do want to ask you a favor. If you can hit that subscribe button, that like button, I would appreciate it. It helps me understand what content you guys are reacting to, what content that you like, and that allows me to give you more of that. So again, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and I appreciate it. Now, moving on. One of the things that you've seen in the last couple of years is that law enforcement has come under scrutiny, a lot of times for some ethical decisions. Unfortunately, that is what it is. There are people who make bad decisions, and we have to accept that. Departments have always screened for integrity, and that's still true today. One of the questions we're going to talk about today is going to be about that. Okay, so the question goes as this. Imagine you're on patrol, you are at a convenience store, a gas station, and you see your partner take an apple and walk out the door without paying for it. What do you do? If you have not prepped for this question, you're going to be stumped. You may have an idea of how you want to answer that, but you have no way of being able to articulate it and be able to justify your answer. So this is why you need to practice it. Prep your answer, write down what your thoughts are, and practice. Some of the range of answers that we've had from these questions go from, you know what, I'm going to look the other way, to I'm going to make an arrest right now. But before we get to that point, what do we do as law enforcement? We always look for more details. We do an investigation. And when something is going wrong, if there's an action that is not good, that is illegal, we interject. We do something to stop that behavior. In this scenario, a reasonable thing and what I would expect from an officer or a potential applicant is ask, right? Before you make assumptions, before you start making allegations, ask, find out more information. So this may be you going up to your partner and say, hey, I may have missed it, but did you pay for that? Simple as that. The answer is what may change the situation and what you do. It could be, oh yeah, man, I used my tap, Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever it is, we're good. Here's the receipt. You want to ask and go for it. The other option would be like, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's a 99-cent sample. This big grocery store, they can handle it. Let's go. Now, what do you do? Are you going to let that person walk away without paying for that apple? Are you going to put down some money to cover the cost of that? What do you do afterwards? One of the things that you need to look at is what just occurred. If someone else did that, what would happen? All right. And being police officers, now we have a different dynamic that comes into play on how that plays out. Okay. We have an internal investigation and we have a criminal investigation. So let's say you put down the money. Now what do you do? Are you going to wait to see if he does this again? Are you going to look the other way? Is this a one-time thing? Maybe they've done this 15, 20 times, and this is the first time they've been caught. What happens? What you really should look at is your next steps, and that's going to be reporting to a supervisor. You have no outcome on what happens after that. You're going to report it to your supervisor because you did witness an ethical violation of your procedures, your policy. You observed a criminal violation. And most departments, when that happens, you need to notify a supervisor. Are you going to wait a week? Or are you going to do it as soon as possible? What I recommend is you notify that supervisor as soon as possible. Let her know what you saw, what you did. And now it is up to them. That supervisor may do an investigation. She may kick it up the chain of command. It may go up to internal affairs. And later down the road, after an investigation is done, they may reach a decision. But that, again, is out of your hands. What happens if you give that answer and the oral board comes back at you and says, you know what? Are you really going to jeopardize your partner's career for $1 apple? Well, you know what? Maybe it's really unfortunate. Maybe your partner's got 5 kids. And this is something that could jeopardize their job. Absolutely. here's the thing. You're not the one who's jeopardizing your partner's job. They are. They're the ones who made that decision. They have to be held accountable for that decision. So stick to your guns. Articulate what you are feeling, what you are thinking. And that's why you need to prep for it and start jotting these things down. So that way you know how to present that to the oral board. One of the things that you're starting to see within departments is, are they, let me back up here. We have always been in that position where when we see something is being done wrong, we're expected to act on that. That emphasis has come out again, even more so, but almost in a different manner. It's more public. People are looking for officers to make sure they're doing the right thing. And we need to take action. We need to be that active bystander, whether that's in this scenario where your partner might be stealing, or it could be in something different where we didn't go as far as we should have in doing our report, or maybe we should have pulled ourselves back instead of letting our emotions get ahead of us. But we rely on each other as partners to be able to do that. And this is an example of that. If you can prevent something bad from happening, you should. So a couple different things for you guys to think about. Again, with a lot of these questions, unless you practice it, you're not going to get your delivery right. It will either come out canned or really insincere. So as we go through these questions, as I present those questions to you, write them down. Think about your answer. Practice it over and over again. This is Skip with Earn My Badge. Good luck, and we'll talk to you later.